welcome back into the 7 Financial Blind Spots. Jonathan, this is one of my favorite ones because there's no right or wrong answer, and people get passionate about this. Should you or should you not pay your mortgage off early?
Wow.
No right or wrong answer,
There
right?
really isn't. That's right.
Let's go through some of the things that's important to consider. Number one, if you're at a very low interest rate right now, let's say 3%, why would you let the bank off the hook of accepting that very small payment for 30 years into the future, maybe, by paying it off now? Keep the bank trapped there, because in 30 years from now, they still have to take the small payment you're giving them now. We've already talked about what inflation does to that money, but the bank has to still accept that small amount.
That is
You pay the house off and then have to borrow in the future, it may be higher rates. A lot of people, though, say, I can't retire until I get my house paid off. What would you say?
Well, I would say it depends. There are some folks, like you said, who are more comfortable, and it's really important when you're putting your financial strategy together is to figure out what makes the most sense for you. So if someone is adamant about paying their house off first, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't advise it, but if that's what makes it going to make them comfortable when they retire, that
Yeah.
makes the most sense.
Well, again, it's always a case-by-case basis,
Sure.
and what makes you feel right. But here's one of the things I tell people not to do. Never take money out of a retirement plan to pay your house off, because number one, you're stealing from your retirement.
Right.
Number two, you're creating a tax situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
so
not a good
it doesn't
idea.
make sense.
That's not a good idea.
That gets 2 X's.
That's
Not
right.
good. You want check marks, not
Right.
X's, right? But if you inherit money, then you already have your retirement plan taken care of. Nothing wrong with paying the house
What's
off.
wrong with it at all?
Here's another question: does paying the house off early, or paying it off, are all the bills done on the house? No, you still have taxation every year. You have to pay your property tax,
Right.
and if you don't, the government will take your house.
This is true.
You have upkeep,
Right.
and you have insurance.
That's right.
So all the bills aren't gone. Now, a lot of people think, well, I'm done paying for the house. Well, you're done paying the mortgage payment on the house. You still have other bills.
Right.
But it does make you feel good, and I talk about half the people that I talk to feel great about paying the house off early. The other people want to keep the bank stringed on that string of payments for as long as possible. There's no right or wrong answer.
No, there's not, Coach.
If you're in the middle and you're torn and you have a 30-year mortgage, let's say, if you pay one extra principal payment every year, you'll take a 30-year mortgage and it'll drop to 22 just by paying one extra principal payment. You have to tell the bank
Right.
when you send them the money, this is for principal. Don't put
Right.
it towards future
They won't
interest,
do
because the
it
bank
for
gets
you.
sneaky.
Right.
You have to say dedicated to principal.
Right.
So that's how you can take a 30-year mortgage and turn it to a 22. Not bad.
Makes sense.
So it's all about what you like to do out there.
Makes sense to me.
So, folks, if you're curious and want to see the good, the bad, the best decision is one where you get a piece of paper and you put the positives on one side, the negatives on the other side, and see which one weighs more, right?
Right.
Ben Franklin used to do that. He would do that before every decision. We can help you with that Ben Franklin type decision process if you call Jonathan and the team right now.